Hello, everyone. Mr. K here again. We're talking today about motor vehicle laws in Indiana, but this is for mechanics. So this is not speeding, running a stop sign, that kind of stuff. This is someone brings you a car, tells you they want something done on it. Is it legal? Is it something you should do? Is it smart? All right. So you probably, if you're watching this, probably have a good reputation to your name, or at least you hope you do. And if you're going to open up your own shop, you want to maintain that reputation because your family name or your shop name means a lot in terms of how much business you get, right? How much revenue you make. So you don't want to be doing stuff that's shady. You don't want to be doing stuff that turns people away. You don't want to do things that gives you a bad name. Of course, if you do things that are super shady, illegal, you could be looking at a lawsuit, right? So you don't want your family name paired next to that word lawsuit. So I'm going to try to walk you through how to not do that today. Hopefully this picture kind of grabs your attention. When I was doing some research, when I made this presentation up, if you just do some Googling and you look at mechanics that have been sued or suing a mechanic, that type of thing, there are some hot button issues. And one of them is lift kits, okay? If you lift your truck, there are laws, I should say, about how high you can lift the truck, how much you can lift it. We'll get to that. But what has happened is people lift the truck way up. You know, you go to a mechanic, pay him some money, have him put a lift kit on. Then you get your truck back, and then a week later you get in an accident like this, or like this. Because your truck has a lift kit on it, instead of pushing that red Mustang out of the way, you run over it in such a way that it cuts the driver's head off and he's killed instantly. Well, you better believe that the driver's family, that red Mustang, is going to want to sue someone for a lot of money. Okay. Could be the driver or it could be the mechanic. Because if that truck's in Indiana, that lift kit's illegal. Okay. We'll talk again more about the details of that, but imagine if you were the mechanic that installed the lift kit on that black truck a week prior to this accident, and then because you put that lift kit on, which was not legal, by the way, that truck, instead of pushing the Mustang, ran over it and killed someone. How would you feel? Then how would you feel if you're subpoenaed to court, not only after inadvertently or indirectly killing someone, but you're subpoenaed to court and, oh yeah, the judge has ordered you to pay $10 million for this life that's lost now because of you doing something legal. Here's another case. I don't recall the story on this one. I believe when I made it, it was something like mechanic had removed the rear bumper from this truck because semi trucks have to have drop bumpers so that this doesn't happen. They removed the drop bumper, do some welding on it, and was going to put it on a week later. Well, in the meantime, someone runs into the back of the truck, and instead of stopping, the car just keeps going under the truck, and then once again goes through the windshield, kills the people. How would you feel if you're the mechanic that took that bumper off? And not just that, but do you think he's going to be responsible for some things? Yeah, he's going to be definitely going to be responsible. Okay, you let that truck drive away illegally. Liability is a legal term. We're going to use that a lot today. Just means you're responsible for something. Okay, especially when talking about laws. So, do mechanics get sued? Well, you can Google that one, find it pretty fast. A lot of attorneys specialize in suing mechanics, actually. So, a variety of reasons, but a hot button issue is wrongful death lawsuits. And that can stem from a variety of issues, but one of them here, this particular law firm even gives on their homepage directions on, or directives on what might be worth suing your mechanic over. And guess what? Modifying car parts in a way that is against the law is something that they put right there on their homepage. So you better believe they've been successful winning a lot of money out of mechanics for doing that. Okay, so we talked about lift kits. Another one is window tint. Imagine if you're driving in your hometown, 6 a.m., it's dark out, or 10 p.m., it's rainy. You've got what I call limo tint on your car, illegal tint, very dark. You pull up to a stop sign, look both ways, don't see anyone because your windows are so dark, but there's actually someone that starts crossing the road in front of you. You hit the gas, you run him over and kill him. Yeah, you're responsible, but also who put that window tint on that was below the legal limit? Okay, that person's responsible as well. So window tint's another hot issue. A lot of wrongful death lawsuits because of too dark a tint. Several big time attorneys online are ready to take on a wrongful death window tint lawsuit. All right. So let's say someone does take you to court and you install the lift kit on a customer's truck. They take it out a week or two later. They're in an accident. Someone dies. So how does that work for you? Well, a lot of times what happens is, there could be criminal charges. Maybe in that scenario, there wouldn't be, if you weren't meaning to hurt anyone, there may not be criminal charges. You're probably going to get dragged into what's called civil court, which is the family of that person sues you. So you're not going to go to prison or anything, but they could sue you for, the cost of a life, which in the United States is anywhere from $1 to $10 million. So in this type of situation, I would argue. So let's say the worst end of the spectrum, so $10 million. So they sue you and the judge rules, yeah, you shouldn't have applied that window tint to that man's car. That's what caused him to get in the accident. It's your fault. You owe $10 million to this family for taking the life of their family member, essentially, indirectly. Well, almost no one has 10 million in the bank. You can't pay that. So they're going to garnish your wages, which means that for the rest of your life, until you die, probably with most of us, because we don't make that much money, until you die, they're going to pull half your paycheck away from you, and it's going to go towards this family. So $10 million, and you'll just keep paying and paying on it until you can't pay anymore, until you're dead. And if you try to violate that, then you're violating a court order, which is obstruction of justice, and then you will go to prison, and you still owe $10 million. So again, this is a bad situation to get in. You do not want to do this. So these are some excuses I hear from people in the past. Well, it won't come back on me. I work under the table. Everyone around here breaks that law. No one cares. Police don't enforce it. I got pulled over last month. Cop never said anything to me about it. It won't happen here. Okay, hear that all the time. Well, you could be right or you could be wrong. And the price of you being wrong is huge. So I'm not going to be the one to try that. I don't recommend you do either. So let's figure out how to not try that. Okay. So just as an example, talked about your reputation. This is a tint, well, I shouldn't say it's not a tint shop. It's a mechanic's shop in an area I used to live. And you can see there's a post from someone there who was pretty mad and said, got my windows tinted here and it was supposed to be legal and paid $100. And then I went and I got a ticket in Indianapolis for a legal tint. And the guy said it was legal. Okay, well, it wasn't. He just wanted your money. Newsflash. So good example of things you got to watch out for. Okay, and this guy, you better believe that his reputation of his shop is going down in the hole after something like this. So how do we avoid getting in trouble with the law in this type of respect? Okay. Now you can go on Google and you can search, how high can I lift my truck in Indiana? And Can I do this? And can I do that? And can I cut my mufflers off? And you're going to get a variety of people saying different things. You're going to get Billy Bob, Joe Jack on his, website that thinks he knows everything and thinks he's an attorney and can direct you. I don't recommend looking it up that way. I recommend getting it straight from the horse's mouth, going directly to the Indiana.gov website that actually shows the current laws. So you would go to this address up here and you're going to see something like this. This is going to pop up. Notice you're in Title IX, motor vehicles. If you want to go into the other titles and mess around, you can. You can look at the alcohol and tobacco laws, tax laws, real estate stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of neat things you can read in here. We're just talking about motor vehicles. Up here, if I were to give you a law to type in, like the code for it, you would type it in up here. Tax stands for title, article, chapter, section. And then this is your search bar. This is going to be your best friend. So your search bar is going to be a spot where you can put in keywords and you can jump straight to that. So like if you say, geez, I wonder if there's I wonder what the laws are on bumpers for cars. Type in bumper. You can read all about bumpers. Okay. So let's do an example. Someone brings you a vehicle. They want a 12-inch lift installed on the truck. Wonder if there's anything illegal about this. Okay. Maybe there's a height limit on things, maybe headlights. So I search in headlight, don't get anything that makes sense. Then I realize, hey, what's another word for headlight? Headlamp. Put in headlamps. Boom. Number, location, height, and color of headlamps. Right there. Okay. You just click on this little blue code next to it. You'll get a page that looks like this. Right here, headlights may not be more than 54 inches as measured and set forth as measured to be measured as set forth in section 2B of this chapter, which will tell you 54 inches is from the center of the bulb down to the pavement when it's sitting level. So, okay, there you go. There's a limit on headlights. And we happen to stumble upon the limit on brake lights too, 72 inches. That's not the only thing with lift kits, but that's just an example. All right. Customer brings you tire chains. He wants them installed in his vehicle on September 15th. He wants them on there. Can you do it? Let's make it even better. Let's say there's 2 feet of snow on the ground and the roads are all covered in ice. Can you put chains on his car on September 15th? Let's search chains. Okay, first thing that pops up is something that doesn't make a lot of sense for what we're doing. It's talking about lashing a car down when it's being transported. That's not exactly what we care about right now. Let's click our right arrow and go to the next thing. The next thing, notice 2 of 5. Tire chains of reasonable proportions may be used upon a vehicle, blah, 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 from October 1st to May 1st. So from October 1st to May 1st, you can have chains on your tires. So to answer that question that we just asked, if he brings it to you on September 15th, even if there's a foot of snow on the ground, technically you can't put them on. You should really tell him, hey, sorry, the law prohibits it. You can come back in 2 weeks. I'll put them on for you. But until it hits October 1st, I can't put those on for you. Okay. All right. So now it's your turn. Get out. When you check your assignment, you will see some questions related to this. And I have a lot of keywords. Use those keywords to find the law that you need to answer the question. So if it asks about bumper height and I say search keyword bumper, type keyword bumper into there. If it's about towing a vehicle and I have a keyword that says tow bar or something, use tow bar. Don't go off on your own here because I tried to make the assignment. It's difficult, but I gave you hints. Use the hints because it is very challenging. So other than that, have a good day.